Hi guys, welcome back on board of Crypto Cruiser. It's me Chris, and today we're going to talk about Ethereum Classic. We're going to talk some fundamentals, what Ethereum Classic is all about. Of course, we're going to talk about chart analysis, Ethereum Classic compared to the Bitcoin chart, Ethereum Classic compared to to the dollar as well, some market research, some price targeting, and where I think Ethereum Classic is heading next year in 2025, and is it possible to go above $300 or even further than that? We'll talk about that. But let's just start with the Bitcoin chart and how I was able to predict today's move on the upside. And my next price target for Bitcoin is actually above 67,000, above 66,500, and this is the formation that I anticipate we are forming. On the 4-hourly chart, we can clearly see we are setting up higher lows, which is a bullish sign, and of course we are having a higher highs, which is another bullish sign. And now we are almost at its previous local top at 66,500. So I'm not going to be surprised if we take it by tomorrow and start hitting prices of around 67, 68,000. And as I've mentioned in the video earlier, I anticipate once we hit price of around 68, 67, we turn back and we test these price of between 66,500 and 66,000. We turn into support. So this previous local top we turn into support, and then continuation of the trend and start hitting price of above 70,000. I mean, potentially can happen this week, going above 70,000 as I've mentioned before. So so far so good. Everything is playing out perfectly the way we've anticipated. Of course, I have to mention that anything I say in this video is not a financial advice. It's for pure entertainment purposes. And before you do anything, do your diligence and make your own research. Another bullish formation that I've mentioned earlier was this triangle pattern. Of course, we can clearly see it, the lower highs and the higher highs, and then eventually here on 19th of September we broke out on the upside, and this trend line, this resistance trend line, we turned into support. So we had one touch of a support on 2nd of October, and we had another one here on 10th of October, and we had a huge bounce. And I said this huge bounce looks it's a very good sign, and I anticipate to broke out of this resistance line here. We consolidate a little bit and we broke out of it, and that's exactly what we did. So the next thing that I anticipate is to go and start testing prices of above 67, 68,000. And of course, as I've mentioned in the previous video, I think some of the altcoins will have a chance, especially when this altcoin season move into the speculation zone, and I think we're in the cusp of it. Some of the altcoins, I think most probably will outperform some of them, of course, not all of them, some of them will actually outperform Bitcoin in the immediate short term. What do I mean by immediate short term? Well, in the period of 4 or 5 months, we're going to have some altcoins will outperform Bitcoin. So perhaps, again, that's not the financial advice. Ethereum Classic can be potentially one of it. And now, with what Ethereum Classic is all about, Ethereum Classic is, let's say, the silver for the Ethereum, or is the Litecoin for the Bitcoin. Has a purpose of storing value, right? And it survived a few bear markets, and every other bull market, we are always hitting an all-time high, which is always a very good indicator for the price movement in the future. But let's talk about what makes Ethereum Classic unique. So first off, proof of work. ETC will remain as a proof of work blockchain, which is the most secure consensus. It is also sound money. ETC is like a digital gold. Also, full replication. ETC is more secure because it is fully replicated across all nodes of the network. The size, the larger a blockchain is, and even more if it's the largest in its category, makes the system even more secure. ETC is the largest smart contracts blockchain that it's proof of work and has a fixed monetary policy. So, of course, also is completely decentralized and it's extremely secure, as you've noticed. But let's look at the market capitalization chart and what we are seeing. So, it was launched in 2016, and the previous all-time high, it's around 15 billion. In 2017, we reached around 4 billion. So you see, every other bull market, we're hitting significantly higher prices. So let's see how this bull market is gonna play out. I'm quite interested to see that. And let's talk about the charts, right? So as I've mentioned before, let's just measure this move here. In February of 2017, I think pretty much one Ethereum Classic. So we had Ethereum Classic below $1. I think the ultimate lowest price for ETC was around 70 cents. So from 70 cents in 2017, we actually went $47. So that's almost 100x, almost 100x, I would say. Also, and the previous bottom that we had was occurred when COVID happens in March of 2020, and Ethereum Classic was traded at that point for $3.50, and we hit all-time high actually on 3rd of May of 2021. So at 175, so around 50x. That's what we did. So we've bottomed here, this bull cycle here at the bear market. We've bottomed on 5th of June 2023. So was around $12. So if we repeat something what we did in 2017 and in 2021, and repeat the same move, and we have 50x for ETC, we can potentially go 600 for Ethereum Classic, $600 for Ethereum Classic. On the other hand, if we look at it on the upper trend line that we've touched, it's a yearly resistance that we've touched many times. We've tested it on 22nd of May 2017. We tested it again on 5th of June of 2017. Again, we had a test on 18th of December 2017. We had here another touch on 3rd of May of 2021. And potentially, if something like that plays out, we can go and test this previous resistance line by Q2, Q3 of next year. And the price target will be at price of around $330. But then again, if we repeat previous cycles and we go for 50x per ETC, let's just what's going to be the market capitalization. So at the time of recording, it's around 2 billion. So to go 50x from the bottom, right? So the bottom was how much was it? $12, right? So $12. So around 50%, let's say above 2 billion, below 2 billion, 50x, so around 100 billion. I mean, it's potentially, I mean, it's kind of a stretch, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think more highly likely is to actually test this resistance line, and probably this is gonna be the top at $330. But potentially, as I've said, if we broke out of it and we turn it to support this trend line, and we can quickly snap to $600, because it will be a price discovery and anything is possible at that time. But 100 billion valuation for Ethereum Classic, it's quite a lot, if I have to be completely transparent with you. But I think, of course, anything I say in this video is not a financial advice. I repeat again. But yeah, I think possibly we can touch this resistance line here that we've tested many times before. This is something that I think potentially can play out in the short term. I'd like to see a more bullish momentum, but you have to understand something about Ethereum Classic. It's very explosive. So you just have to see here, end of December, the price for one ETC was below $5. End of December. 4 months later, 4 months, only 4 months later, we were at price of 175. You understand? So that's around over around 40x in 4 months. So crazy valuation. So yeah, don't blink is what I'm trying to tell you. This can go absolutely ballistic. On the ETC BTC compared to the Bitcoin chart, we've already tested this downward trend line here, and we can go potentially on the upper trend line that we've tested a few times before. So from here, if we measure that move, it will be potentially around 10x, and of course 10x compared to the Bitcoin chart, it's around 20x, because if let's say Bitcoin double, that would be 20x, and if we calculate 20x from here, you make one ETC above $400. So that's another potential price target for ETC. But of course, let's see how it's gonna play out. Once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate the support. Thank you for all the lovely comments in the comment section. I appreciate every single one of you. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube, please do it. It's for absolutely free. And if you want to subscribe to my Patreon and really appreciate my work, you can do it, and you can get my crypto guidebook that I personally wrote for absolutely free, over 60 pages filled with very useful information about chart analysis, market research, of course, over 8 different crypto asset groups, how to spot a bullish trend, a bearish trend, um, of course, some long-term analysis, short-term tactics, and much more. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see each other tomorrow. Goodbye.